Thank you. Hi, how you guys doing today? So, my name is Octavia. I go by Miss Tavy. I am the person who has the podcast called What You Said Podcast. You can find me on all platforms: iHeartRadio, Apple, Google, Amazon. You can find me on those platforms. You can also find me on social media. So this is a new episode for the new season. So yay, new season in the house. Yeah. So the topic today that I wanted to bring forth was I thought was a very good topic, and I thought that we should talk about it. The topic that I have is why do society feel as though because you are a plus size woman that you should not have standards when it comes to dating? Now, I've gotten all kinds of feedback. I've gotten all kinds of answers from several different people. The people who are fat people haters, or I'm sorry, the people who like to body shame fat people, they have automatically came in and said, you already are fat, so you shouldn't have standards. That's a double standard. And to you, I say shame on you. Shame on you and your mama. Uh, but I have people who have, made some comments about it, and I just wanted to talk about it because I am a plus size woman, and my standards aren't crazy. However, I do have standards, and I feel as though people think just because you are a certain size or a certain weight, that you should just accept anybody that comes up to you and like you. Now, let's take a moment and talk about people who are plus size, who are not supposedly your American size that you should be, or the normal size, which is a size 2 or 4 or 6. Already, we already know that people do not like big girls. They don't like big girls. They don't like fat girls. They don't like women who love themselves. I am literally one of those people who I get shamed or I get talked about or I get looked at because even though I'm a plus size, I love myself fully. They feel like society feels like you shouldn't love yourself, you should hate yourself, you shouldn't come out the house, you shouldn't do anything because you're fat. And to that I say that's stupid. But think what you want to think because people never thought that about your mama. But that's neither here nor there. Um, People who really don't like big girls. And then there are guys out here who love and adore us. And they worship the ground that we walk on. And they might be from different countries. I'm just putting that out there. I have had some comments about the dating while, having standards, because you're a plus size woman. And I've had some guys that say you should just accept whoever comes to you and whoever likes you because you are a big girl. And nobody adores a big girl. Nobody likes a big girl. It's a normal thing to see. And I think it's really petty because again, your mom, auntie, grandma, and them was big, and that never stopped your dad, grandpa, uncle from loving on them. That's a petty moment. But I'm being for real. Like I don't I don't understand what's the whole purpose of people like fat shaming. Oh, you're so unhealthy. And there are skinny people out here who are very unhealthy, who work out every day and could drop at a dime. There are people who are skinny and smaller than me that are unhealthy in other ways. So I get it, but I don't like it. Like at this point, everybody should worry about themselves. However, I appreciate those who step in and say, well, here's some things you can do to tone this up, or here's some things you can do to work on this. Yeah, even though I'm a big girl, I have some things that I could work on. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm currently working on them. Eating better, exercising, you know what I'm saying? But I've always been a big girl my entire life. So, whatever. But anyways, back to the subject. I've had people in I posted this on my TikTok, my TikTok, Miss Tavy plus size. to see what comments that I would get from my followers. And shout out to my followers. Thank you guys for commenting on it because I also had posted this on Facebook and I didn't get as many answers or thoughts about it. So TikTok came through for me. Thank you, fam. I've had comments about people projecting their own insecurities. So, and a lot of people come through and say, "Hey, you should just accept who comes to you and who like you." I feel like it's because they don't really like themselves. I honestly feel that way. For the women who go around and say, "Oh, no guy wants to be with a big girl. No guy wants to be with a plus size woman." I feel like they are either they don't like themselves or they're mad because we as plus size women love ourselves. And to that I say, hey, that's some work you got to do within you. Because there's nobody in this world who's going to make me feel bad about me. There's nobody in this world who's going to make me stop loving me. I know that I'm a plus size woman. And I've had to learn how to deal with that despite what society has said. So we're going to step into this whole thing with standards. As a woman who has standards, when I say standards, I mean have some morals, have some character about yourself, hygiene, know how to hold a conversation. I'm not saying you got to be 6'4", 300 or 200 or something pounds, muscle bound, built. You know, six figures. That's not my standards. Now that might be other people's standards, but my standards aren't physical as such because it's more on what's on the inside. And if you are a person who has the money, you have the body, but you suck as an individual, your personality is garbage. You don't have no character about yourself. You don't understand principles. You don't hold yourself accountable for things. You're always putting the blame on everybody. You are a narcissist. That's the word that everybody used so much for the 2024. You are a narcissist. You are a manipulator. You just don't give a fuck about how you treat people. When I say standards, this is what I mean by standards. Physical appearance is just that. It's physical. That shit can die today. But what's on the inside is something totally different. So when I ask for somebody, when I say I'm a plus size woman with standards when it comes to dating, that's what I mean. You know, I feel like we get over sexualized a lot, and a lot of us do. Small women, skinny women, big women, we all do. And so, one part of my standards is if you come over to me, oh, I've never been with a big girl before, do 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 do, automatic red flag. I'm automatically, no, Xing you out of my life because why? Why? At this point, every guy has at least tried a big girl. And if you didn't, that's cool. That's your preference. Um, you know what I hate though? I hate that the guys who don't like big girls always got something negative to say about big girls. And I feel like because you always got something negative to say about a big girl, you low key either want a big girl or had one and couldn't handle her. Right. But that's another that's another subject for another time. We're going back to these standards. I've actually had a conversation with a plus size woman. And I'm not going to tell her name because that's not important. And she has literally told me that this one guy told her that she is a big girl and she shouldn't have standards at all. She should, like, same thing that was told to me. She should accept whatever man comes her way, because just because, because men don't like big women. Um, he eventually, after she went through the conversations with him about why she has standards and why she can hold on to that because what she's asking for, she also can provide and offer. he eventually got mad at her and called her all kinds of fat names and just fat shaming her, body shaming her because he wanted to be with her, but then because she had standards that did not hold up to what he was holding in him, he just dismissed her and just belittled her. And I think that is bad. And shame on you, sir, because you should do better. And I know your mama taught you better than that. Your mama and your grandma knew. And if they didn't, shame on them. Because what? I literally get guys that will say a bunch of negative shit to me if I don't jump to what they want immediately. Like, I want to be in a relationship with you. I like you. And if I don't jump to it fast enough, now I'm all kinds of bitches and fat this, that, and the third. That's sad. All right, so we're gonna read out some of these comments here. I have a comment that says because being more of a size six became acceptable less than 10 years ago. The old age was big women will settle. And we're so busy fighting each other that these destructive ideals are still allowed to stand. Being overweight has a stain that is rooted in Western beauty and unfortunately has not been brought to topic. Females have surgery yet claim to be body positive, and because of that contradictions, how can there be any clarity? Larger women have been doused in a Sapphire light for a very long time. Unfortunately, as a darker woman, yeah. So I get what she's saying about that. But let's jump back to that because it is true. If you go to other countries, there are certain countries that you can go to that the men love plus size women and love larger women. Off gate. There is no hidden agenda behind it. There's no anything. They just really love plus size women. And in fact, I think I might need to go move over to one of those countries because I don't get no love over here. But that's a fact. There are also women who get surgery who are big and get surgery to become small, and then they claim to be body positive or bring on body positivity, yet they downgrade and talk shit about big women. Ma'am, you were just big at one point, so stop it. Women do it too, so it's not just men. There are women out here that do it too. It's really fucking sad because at this point, leave us alone. We really just be in our own little plus size world, minding our own little plus size business, being fat and fabulous in our own fucking zone. I don't understand why people still want to come for us after years and years and years. And it makes it so bad because as me as a woman who loves myself, like I have confidence in myself, they hate that. Oh, you're too confident. Oh, it's not that much confident in the world. You're fat. Okay, like whatever. Um, I could go all day with that, but whatever. I really could go all day with that, but I'm not going to. But I really feel like this stereotype that society has, it's really sad. And we should get to the point of letting that shit go because you're gonna be with who you want to be with. Some guys see a woman as a big woman, but then when they get to know her, they like her personality is amazing. She has a sense of humor, she can cook, she's not negative, she doesn't nag, this, that, and the third. I've had quite a few people that have told me that, you know. Um, I just wanted to propose that question and have a topic to talk about, and that was one that I wanted to talk about because I personally have been through it myself several times. I literally have guys that just you should be happy with who likes you because you're a big woman, and guys don't like big women. False. It is false. There are men out here who really truly like plus size women, larger women, girls. There are. And instead of insulting and instead of being mean about it or degrading a bigger person, you should maybe encourage them, give them a solution. No, not surgery, but a solution. Better yet, you could mind your own business and just let them live. I think that people who like to degrade other people don't love themselves. That's men and women. Anytime you take time out your moment or your day to degrade somebody, talk about somebody, feed negative bullshit to somebody, get on social media and talk about someone, you don't love yourself at all. Because any person who loves themselves, they're not putting out that type of energy. When you love yourself, you're putting out positive energy. You're giving compliments. You're encouraging other people. You are breathing life into other people, no matter what size they are. Life. You are giving light to other people when you truly love yourself. So, to my plus size women out here who are still going through this stupid shit to where we aren't supposed to have standards, I say keep holding on to your standards. If you have certain standards, like I said, for me, is having character, understanding principles, holding yourself accountable, certain things like that, things that I do within myself and I can offer. I say hold on to your standards. Don't let anybody tell you that you should not have standards. Don't let people get into your head. Don't let society get into your head. Because let's be honest, people on the internet, they don't got shit better to do. Most people on the internet that's out here talking shit about everybody else, they really don't have nothing better to do with their life. They, like I said, they don't love themselves. They probably don't have standards they motherfucking self. Keep your boundaries, create healthy boundaries, and keep those shits. Because why? Boundaries are important in this situation and in life in general. Boundaries is something very much important. So, I'm not gonna go on about it. I'm not gonna. This wasn't gonna be like a very long topic. This was just something that I wanted to discuss, and I will have a part two if other people want to join in and be a part of it. I can always put a part two on this, and we can talk about it. Because let's be real about it. Because you are a bigger woman, society feels like you shouldn't have standards. I literally had a comment like that on my Instagram, where the guy says, "You're already fat, so you shouldn't have standards. That's already a plus standard." That's stupid to me. So because I'm big, I shouldn't have standards when it comes to dating? That's dumb. That's really stupid to me. So I just should accept any person, any man, whether he got teeth in his mouth, whether he don't have teeth, whether he wash his ass, whether he knows how to read or write, whether he loves himself, whether he knows how to care about other people's, whether he knows how to hold himself accountable or not. Like, so you're telling me I should just accept anybody because I'm plus 300 pounds. At 5'9", I'm plus 300 pounds. So, of course, I'm considered overweight. I'm considered fat. I am plus size. I'm a BBW. So, you're telling me because I am this that I should not give a fuck whether a man goes out here and work hard for what he wants or whether he's a bum ass person that stays at home and live with his mama. You telling me that as a BBW, as a plus size woman, I shouldn't give a fuck whether a man knows how to respect a woman or not. I shouldn't care whether a man goes and get tested for STDs and go get his health checked out. You're telling me that I shouldn't care whether this man gets up in the morning and pray and wash his face and brush his teeth and have a positive, productive, prosperous day. You're telling me that I shouldn't have those type of standards because I am a BBW. That's bullshit. And people who are saying that are the very people who don't love themselves. Try loving yourself a little bit because then you'll see. Try creating some healthy boundaries because then you'll see. I feel like that's bogus shit that people are saying because I am 300 plus. I shouldn't have standards or 200 plus. I shouldn't have standards. That's fucking ridiculous. And another thing, let's just throw this out here real quick because even though my topic is plus size women shouldn't have standards, people say a lot of shit. I just saw this post that says, if you're skinny, they'll tell you you need to gain weight. If you're fat, they'll tell you you need to lose weight. If you're dark, they'll tell you you need to lighten your skin color. If you're light, they tell you you need to darken your skin color. People are gonna say what the fuck they're gonna say because 9 times out of 10, they're not happy with their shit. Let's just be real about that. They're not happy with their situation and how they look and how they do that, so they project their insecurities onto everybody else. And I think that is a whole bunch of bag of bullshit. Oh, here's the thing. Let me tell you what it says. All right. So it says, if you're too fat, you're gross. If you're too skinny, you have an eating disorder. Too much makeup, you're trying too hard. Too little makeup, you're ugly. Holds off for sex, you're uptight. Have sex too soon, you're a whore. Literally, people say any and every fucking thing. They do. So back to what I was saying, if you have standards, keep your standards. And don't let anybody turn you away from it. Have your realistic standards because you shouldn't just accept any and everybody that comes your way. He could be a serial killer. He could be an abuser, a manipulator. Um, yeah, literally. So I don't know. I don't see any way around that. I won't see any way around that because I don't give a fuck how you feel about me. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say. I'm gonna keep my standards because I deserve to have something good, whether I'm 300 pounds or 100 pounds. So I'm going to end here. Again, like I said, if you guys want to join in on this topic, we can have a part two of this topic and we can talk about this some more because to me, that is a good topic. I can go all day on this. I really could go all day on this, like literally, because I go through so much as a plus size woman to the point where they tell me that I should not love myself. I, I don't get that either, but to tell me that I shouldn't love myself is fucking crazy. Like that's nasty work. That's really nasty work. But it has happened a lot. Yeah, so I'm in here. I think that I've covered some good things to say. You can reach me at what you said podcast or what you said underscore podcast on Instagram. Facebook is just what you said podcast. If you want to reach out to me on my personal page, it's Miss Tavy plus size. And if you want to join in, let me know. We can schedule a time and we can talk about this. Thank you for taking your time out to listen to this. I appreciate it. Feedback is always welcome. Please keep your negative comments to yourself because I don't care about it. Put out light instead of dark. Stop with all the negativity and the negative things to say. Learn how to love yourself so you don't have to put out negative shit because that shit is nasty. You end up with diseases and sores and infections in your body because you're putting out so much negativity. And yes, I said what I said. For all my plus size women, keep holding your head up, stay beautiful, stay fly. Fuck these people who are talking down to you because you are a plus size woman. Thank you. Have a good one.